So, explain what Lebensraum means. So, yesterday we talked about this, right? We talked about Hitler's goals from the very beginning, right? How he was inspiring nationalism in the German people once again. So, Lebensraum, we talked about this. All right, detail what Hitler's goals were in his advancement in Europe. So, that's pretty much answer. Okay, anyway, you guys get it. What did the Allied powers do to stop Hitler's aggressive expansion? There you go. So today we're going to go through this simulation where you're going to act like a foreign secretary for Hitler for the Nazi Party. Oh my gosh, geez, look out! And what I'd like you to do is kind of answer through that. Hey, where's your iPad? Where's your iPad? Are you serious?
Yeah.
You tell your coach. Let me know. I'm just joking. Do you want to grab a piece of paper though? You'll need it for the game. That'd be great. And then for your bell ringers, I guess turn those in then. The assignment post that I'll have, okay? So you might have to just go back and do it a little bit later. If that's okay with you guys. Maybe I'll ask coach for no, I'm just joking. What? You don't even have a pencil? This is absurd. Kohler, you don't either. Oh my gosh. Was the day off for you guys? Practicing. Got it. Oh my Lord. Here you go. Do you need one?
No.
Oh, you got one. Okay. So you can write down the bell ringer here. So you have. Oh, thank you. Well, is that your archery hand here? Okay. I know you can't. You can't. Oh man. So the odds of winning today, what are they? I'm guessing pretty high. 95. Wow.
They broke the state record 2 times this season, I think.
True, true. So how many teams qualify? Like the whole state? Yeah. Oh, nice. So there's no like no double A, triple A, like things like that. So like for football, wrestling, like all the other sports, they have single, double, triple. Oh, they're just all thrown in the mix. Gotcha. Oh, all right. I got you. One big shebang. All right. So Lebensraum, what does it mean? What does Lebensraum mean? Connor, go ahead. Yeah, good job, right? So for Hitler, right, leading into his, even before he became the Führer, he'd been talking about quite often about how he was going to try to get this land back that's rightfully German. Okay. So all that land that was restricted, taken away after the Treaty of Versailles, after World War One, his goal was to get those lands back. Okay, so within these lands that are now new countries that are mixed between different cultures and languages, there constantly was strife. There was constantly different types of conflicts going on. And in many cases, there was a aggressive, violent, riots in these areas because you mix people together that have a different language and culture, right? It's going to cause tensions. So Hitler, he says, "Well, I'm going to be the peacemaker here." Okay, not peacemaker, peacemaker. Anyway, so he comes in and he says, "Hey, we're going to get these lands back." Why? Because these people in these lands speak German. They have German culture. It makes sense. And the Allied powers were like, "Okay, all right. So yeah, we took your borders down. We restricted it after World War One. Remember that with the Treaty of Versailles." And Hitler's like, "Yeah, no problem. But we're going to cause less tensions here. We're going to just claim them back to Germany." And they allowed it to happen. Okay, so yesterday we talked about appeasement. What does that mean? Why were the Allied powers just appeasing Hitler by granting these lands, these possessions to Paul?
They're doing that.
Yeah, good job, right? So they don't want to see World War One, right? They don't want to see another conflict happen after World War One. So another need for World War One is war to end all wars. Their goal is to make sure that another conflict doesn't happen, and they're just appeasing him for the most part, leading up into this point where we get to the invasion of Poland. So yeah, they're just granting these lands, giving them to Hitler, giving them to Germany. Okay, all right. So just to get through this here real quick, we talked yesterday, okay, with Lebensraum. We talked about him militarizing the, obviously the armed forces here. He started building back the military against the Treaty of Versailles. Right. He also militarized the Rhineland, that area kind of between France and Germany. Right. Again, a no-go. You can't be doing that. Again, here he's dipping his toe into really challenging the Allied powers, seeing what they would do about it. And did they do anything? No, they just like, "Oh, okay, whatever." Right, just stop from there. Don't go any further. And we talked about the Anschluss, right? We talked about him just annexing Austria, just marching his troops in and just claiming the land. So Austria, they were going through a lot of hardships after World War One. Did they have a strong leader like Hitler to raise them up from these economic issues? No. So they just kind of joined in. The Allied powers said, "Hey, enough, no more. You can't expand." And he claims the western part of Czechoslovakia, Sudetenland, again, German speaking. And then that's finally when the Allied powers said, "Hey, you need to come to an agreement here." And what was that agreement called? Where did they meet? So you have the Allied powers, Neville Chamberlain, and you have Hitler, Mussolini even, come together to talk about these disputes. Go ahead, Chris. The Munich Conference. Yep, good job. And Hitler signed on the dotted line. He said, "I'm not going to expand anymore. I just want to make sure we can get these lands back that we lost after World War One. That's it. That's it." But do you think he's going to actually abide by those rules? No. No, he didn't. So he takes all of Czechoslovakia, right? And then finally now, the Allied powers had to do something. So they allied with who? What countries, right? Smack dab in between Germany and the Soviet Union. That was created after World War One. What was it called? Paul, go ahead. Poland. Yep, good job. So with Poland, okay, we got cut off towards the end of class yesterday, right? Hitler realized that, well, if he dives into Poland here, chances are he might find himself, Germany might find itself in the same predicament that they were in World War One. And what was that? It wasn't a one-front war. It was a what, Connor? Two-front war. Good job. So Hitler, even though his viewpoints were totally different than Stalin, totally different than the Soviet Union, he realized that the only way that they can have any type of success here and just fight on one front against France and Great Britain, because he knows the Allied powers are weak, he can probably take care of them pretty quick. He has to come to an agreement with Stalin, right? So he does so through this non-aggression pact, Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. Okay, and they're shaking hands in these political cartoons, Stalin and Hitler. Again, where's Hitler at on the political spectrum? Where is he at? Connor? Far right. Far right. Good job. Fascism, right? And then where is Stalin? Paul. Far left and wearing a red shirt. Yes, communist. Okay, good. So in all reality, should they mix together? No, right? We've been talking about how Hitler hates communists. He views them as the challenge to the Nazi regime, the Nazi party. But all of a sudden they have an agreement. Well, you can see why, right? Hitler wants to make sure that there is not a second front. He can just focus on the Western front against the Allied powers, right? And then after he takes care of that, he can focus all of his attention on the true enemy of Nazi Germany, which is the Soviets. So eventually, yeah, he'll stab Stalin in the back. But you can see with these political cartoons, they're shaking hands. But at the same time, what do they have behind their backs? What do they have? Paul. Yeah, a gun or a knife, right? And it just seems like it's a weird relationship. It doesn't make any sense why they are agreeing on terms. So that's why some people say, well, the Soviets kind of jumped sides too, right? Yeah, they kind of did. They had an agreement with Germany, but you got to figure for Stalin, with this new growing country, right, through these 5-year plans, he realizes that it's probably better safe than sorry. Let's not go diving into a war with Germany as they're becoming a strong military power right away, right? In any case, yeah, probably can't trust him, but he's going with the flow on things. All right, so real quick, I know we're running low on time. I just want to get through here. So here's your challenge here. You're going to be a foreign secretary. All right, so we just talked about Hitler's expansion. What we're going to do is go through a few scenarios, and you're going to pick A, B, or C. So the person with the lowest amount of points wins. It's like golf, okay? It's like golf. You guys ever play golf before? Okay, yeah. So if you get the lowest points, you win the competition here. And you get an extra credit point on the test. Great stuff. Okay, so here we go. All right, we talked about these policies here, what Hitler was trying to do. Mein Kampf, my struggle. His goal is to try to build German nationalism, get the land back, living space for the Aryan race, the Aryan culture, right? That's what he describes. And we know that as what? What's that term called? The living space, granting this land back that was once theirs. What's that called? That term? Oh, we just went over it to Bellringer. Come on. Connor. Lebensraum. Yep, good job. All right, so Lebensraum, here you go. You need to try to gain more land for the German people, for the Aryan race that he says, right? So the goal is to try to get these lands back that was lost after World War One, and then eventually more. Okay. So here we go. Here's your first scenario. Crisis in Austria, 1934. The Depression. What I'd like you to do is put A, B, or C down, and then write your points down, what you earn after that, your choice is made. So make sure you're not trying to cheat here, okay? Make sure you're not trying to cheat. The Depression has made Austria weak. Taking over Austria will be very popular in Germany. It will bring many Germans into the Reich. Oh, great. However, other countries might oppose you, like the Allied powers. So here's your choices. A, try to take over Austria by sending troops into Vienna. Okay. B, try to take over Austria by political pressure. Okay. C, do nothing. It's not worth annoying France, Great Britain, and Italy. Okay, that makes sense too. All right, so there you go. A, B, or C. Hurry up. Put your choice down. Again, we're running low on time, so sorry. All right, so then you're going to write your points down right beside your selection. So if you got A, B, or C, put whatever points is represented up here to your selection. All right, so here are your points. A, 30 points. B, 10 points. And C, 20 points. All right, there you go. There you go. Everybody got their points down? Okay, moving on to the next one. The Rhineland, 1936. Italy has invaded Ethiopia. Okay, they're opening up the door here, right? Mussolini's doing a way to try to test the Allied powers. The League of Nations is divided. Okay, remember the United States didn't join from the very beginning. While the League is divided, you could send troops into the Rhineland. Oh, perfect timing. Be careful, any opposition, and you'll have to withdraw. Oh boy. All right, here you go. A, send in the troops. France is divided and Britain wants peace. B, ask permission from the Allies before doing anything. Okay, that's nice. C, do nothing. You can't risk war with France. Germany is too weak. Okay, that makes sense too. So there you go. A, B, or C. All right, write your choice down. We only got a couple minutes here. We're flying through this. We got it? Okay, here you go. A, 10 points. B, 20 points. And C, 30 points. Make sure you put your number right by what your selection was. Don't cheat, okay? Don't cheat. All right, I'm watching you. I have my eyes peeled. All right, here you go. Next one. Crisis in Austria, 1938. Okay, 4 years later. Austria is even weaker than in 1934. Oh, that depression's hitting hard. They don't have a strong leader like Hitler, right? Italy is now your ally. Woo, great. You have many supporters in Austria who can help you. Nice. Union with Austria is forbidden by the Treaty of Versailles. Remember, the treaty says you can't be friends. Again, who were friends, allies in World War One? Austria, Hungary, and Germany. So you can't be friends. But hey, are you going to follow that treaty? Probably not. All right. A, try to take over Austria by sending troops to Vienna. B, try to take over Austria by political pressure. Very similar to the other one, right? And C, do nothing. It's not worth annoying France, Britain, and Italy. Well, Italy's one of your friends now. So maybe that one doesn't make sense. Okay. A, B, or C? We got it. Okay. A, 20 points. B, 10 points. And C, 30 points. Okay. Okay. Not bad. We good? We got our points? All right, next one. Czechoslovakia now. Oh, there's Neville Chamberlain. Remember him. All right, 3 billion German speakers are in Czechoslovakia. Hey, they speak German. They have German culture. Czechoslovakia has a strong army and alliances with Britain, France, and the Soviet Union. Gotta look out for that. Victory over the Czechs will finally destroy the Treaty of Versailles. We hate the treaty. Remember that, right? You hate it. The army is unwilling to fight over the Sudetenland. Why? Because they're their own people, right? They speak German. They have German culture. You have to fight against your own people. That won't be good. All right. So you remember Neville Chamberlain. What was that conference where they came together? Allied powers. You have Italy and Germany. Hitler signing on the dotted line. What was that conference called again? Chris, you said it earlier. The Munich Conference. Good. All right. So you said, hey, we won't move past this anymore. All right. Here you go. A, invade Czechoslovakia. Hope the army follows your orders. B, make a deal with Russia and hope Britain and France ignore their actions. Okay. C, threaten the Czechs. Make a deal with Britain and France. What? Okay. Here you go. All right, we got our selection. All right, here are your points. 30 points, A. B, 20 points. C, 10 points. Not bad, not bad. Got a few minutes. We might finish it up. This will be great. Okay, here we go. All right, 1939, Poland. We just talked about this. Hint, hint. Okay. After victory over the Czechs, you can't do wrong. Things are looking good. Poland splits German land and holds the German city of Danzig. All right, Poland has an alliance with Britain and France. Remember that. The Soviet Union could be a threat. The Red Army could easily help the Poles. Okay, so you got the scenario. Here you go. A, do a deal with Russia to split up Poland between you. B, invade Poland without any agreements. No one can stop you now. C, stop now. You've already achieved most of your aims. We got it? Okay, okay, here we go, here we go. A, 10 points, not bad. B, 30 points. And C, 20 points. Okay, there we go. Here we go. Moving on here. Add up your scores. Add them up. Let's see how you did. Add them up, add them up, add them up.
That one sounds better.
Connor, you did pretty good. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. 120, 150 points. Anybody around here? No? Oh, wow. You guys are all safe. No one's getting killed today. All right. Okay. 90 to 110. Raise your hands. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Chances are you're going to the front line now. That is what it is. Okay. Still pretty good, though. All right. Here we go. Here we go. And then finally 50 to 80. Where are we at? Where are we at? So who scored a 50? So B, Connor, and Chris. All right, hey, let me write that down.
Please excuse the interruption. The archery is dismissed.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing. It will be down. Daruti's on, okay? Make sure you keep that paper pulled up, put in your back pocket. Maybe that will balance you when you're shooting. Hey, good luck, guys. Good luck. Yeah. Connor, B, and Chris. Perfect. All right, guys. Hey, so what did Hitler do? So in Austria, Rhineland, Austria, Czechoslovakia, Poland, we already talked about this, okay? So when it comes down to it, we mentioned about how Hitler in Austria in 1934. So this is like right when he becomes the Führer. It's right after. So he wanted to try to take Austria by political pressure. It's like, hey, you know what? We speak a similar language, culture, right? It makes sense for us to kind of join up together. I know it goes against the Treaty of Versailles, but let's just try to test it. Austria, not right away, doesn't go for it. Okay, they don't bite on. But in any case, he's still going to look to acquire that land. All right. What about the Rhineland in 1936? So remember, this is when Italy's marching down to Ethiopia, down in Africa, takes the land. And it looked like, well, the Allied powers are pretty weak. So for Hitler, he said, why not just try to use this military that we've been secretly building up and send it into the Rhineland? See exactly what they do. And what does the Allied powers do? Nothing. They just say, oh, wow, okay, let's calm down here. But they don't do anything. All right. And then here, okay, so with Austria now in 1938, a little bit different. Okay, so this one's a little tricky. I get it. In 1938, we talked about how they send the troops down, right? They send the troops down into Austria to pretty much join the forces, right? We mentioned about how Austria was struggling through this depression and struggling after World War One. And once they see this large military marching in and this extreme nationalism from Germany, they said, why not, right? Why not just join in? This makes so much sense. Did Austria have a strong leader like Hitler to lead them through these issues, these hardships of the depression? No, they didn't. So with that, okay, he did, with political pressure, but at the same time, he did send troops into Austria, and they just joined. They paraded around, and the Austrian people praised him. All right, what about Czechoslovakia here? So we talked about this one too, right? So when it comes to threaten the Czechs and make a deal with Britain and France. So we talked about the Munich conference, right? We talked about this Munich pact and how Hitler kind of appeased even the Allied powers. He said, yeah, I'll sign on the dotted line, no big deal. But does Hitler follow treaties? No, the Treaty of Versailles, forget it, right? He folded it up and threw it away. You think he's going to follow this Munich pact that he signed? No, no way. No way. So it just shows that he's not a loyal man, right? All right, what about Poland here? Okay, so 1939, we talked about this. He made a deal with Russia. So he reaches out to Russia, the Soviet Union, and realizes that, hey, this is part of your land too that was taken after World War I.
Please excuse the interruption. Teachers, please have your students stand in the hallway at this time.
All right, so with that non-aggression pact that was signed, well, you can see how he wants to try to avoid a two-front war. And hey, it's a win-win for both sides. But we all know sooner or later he's going to turn on the Soviets. All right, there you go. There you go.